Bola.
Bot?
15,300.
15.3? So 15, so 30,000?
300.
300. All right. All right, folks. Today we have some rubies from the Bangkok Gem Show. Supposedly they're from Madagascar. And as you can see, great color. They're clear. But there's one big problem with these rubies. And they weigh a lot too. So on the scale, a lot of them, they're basically between 20 and 30 grams. So they're huge. Oh, carats, my bad. So basically they're between 20 and 30 carats. So you could end up with a 10 carat ruby from Madagascar. Another place that has rubies near there is Mozambique, so it could be from there, but that's what the guy said. You really can't trust the people at the gem show either. Problem with these is they are glassed. So you see how shiny they are? This means they have either fiberglass or epoxy on them. And you can tell by the bubbles. So you'll see some bubbles. So what we're gonna do is get the glass off of them today and get it down past the bubbles and see what we got. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use, don't worry about the pink panther over here. We'll get into that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use 600 grit, and we're going to grind them down and basically preform them. And if they come out good, we'll sell them to you guys on the website for like $10 a carat, which is super cheap for ruby. But you never know what you're getting, so let's go deeper into these stones and investigate. All right, so we got the 600 grit spinning. This is a topper lap. And when you get a new topper lap, you're supposed to break it in with corundum. And so these are rubies, which is red corundum. So let's see what happens. Got plenty of water going, so no one yells at me in the comments, you're not enough water going. We'll turn it up to 7. And hopefully we don't lose it here. So on the new lap, you want to go across it and knock it down in case you got something sticking up. And our goal is to get through the bubbles, which will take some weight off of it, and get it down to pure corundum and see if we can tell when we get to pure corundum. Alright, so we're cutting through it. And we're going to find out if it's the real deal or not. I got the guy's connection, so I could fly back to the guy's based in Canterbury. I can fly back to Bangkok, Thailand, and get more of them if they're good. If they're not, well then we know. And we'll expose them. So here we go. So I don't recommend buying glass gems like this because the worst case scenario, it could just be glass all the way through. This could be like a dyed glass where it's red colored. And we go all the way through it and there's nothing inside. It's just shaped like a, see, it's got the perfect shape to be a ruby and corundum. It's got that 6-sided shape. So, okay, so we're keeping it real on this channel. I'm showing you what we're doing, what we're buying. We're testing things, trying to figure out the industry. If we see a scam, we're gonna call you out. Because I'm just learning, you know, and we're all just learning basically. I'm not the expert. The experts will yell at me in the comments for different things, but we're just learning, and I'm still grinding glass, so it's possible I could just be grinding glass and there might be a little teeny chunk of corundum inside of here. Who knows? But we'll get the final weight here as time goes along. Now I do have my nerd glasses on while I'm doing this, but you can see so much better with these type of glasses for jewelry making. So this is what you should be looking at gems. When you're buying at the gem show, you should have these type of glasses on too, so you can look at stuff and you can see it magnified, and you can see so much better, you can see through it better. Just using the torch alone, this isn't gonna be enough. The old Noble ain't gonna be enough. So put your glasses on and figure out what you got. All right, I've taken off about 5 carats off the stone, and what I'm seeing inside is there are little bubbles in here, which means glass. So where I thought this was maybe a low quality ruby, or had some issues, and they were just filling in the cracks like they do with emeralds in Colombia that they'll glass them just to fill in the cracks and make it more solid. It looks to me like this is glass all the way through. All right, so it's ready to facet. I'm gonna dop one up and facet it and see what happens. But now that I see them inside, it appears they're not rubies dipped in glass. At first I thought maybe they're dipped twice or 3 times because it's so thick. But no, the material's not changing as I go through here. Now it is very, very heavy. So we're gonna facet one and see. But ruby's not gonna have bubbles in it. So if there's bubbles in it, that means it's glass. It is not fiberglass, it is not epoxy. There's no smell, it's way too heavy. So it's either glass or ruby with glass. Real glass, not fiberglass or epoxy. Now what's interesting is, here's a ruby from North Carolina. As you can see, there's no clarity, but it's a ruby. Look at the weight, 23.7 carats. 25.9. So they're almost the same weight. And if you look at the size, they're almost the same size. So the weight is very similar to ruby. Okay. It's not coating anything. It's the same material all the way through with bubbles. But the weight is the same as ruby. The color is the same as ruby. It's not too red. It's kind of pinkish. So we're gonna put these for sale on the website. Glass ruby. Look, it's even got the right shape. Look at the sides. It's the exact shape a ruby would be in the rough. Okay, so I have it on the dop, and we're gonna let it dry here for like an hour, and then we'll keep going. And we are gonna cut a Portuguese cut out of this. All right, so we're gonna do this mini Portuguese out of this. So that should be beautiful. We'll see how it turns out. Glass ruby, Bangkok Gem Show. This is the mini Portuguese we'll be cutting today. And it starts off at 46 degrees. And we're here on the Ultratech at 46 degrees. Okay, so we're pre-forming it with 250 grit before we do 600. We're not going all the way, we're just getting the thing started because this is where you take off the most material on your first cut. You're here grinding. 46 degrees. It doesn't have to be perfect because the next level will get you perfect. We go to 600 next. I've made one pass with the 250 grit. It's very hard. So it is either real corundum or synthetic corundum. There's some bubbles I've blown through. There's one there. So there's 2 bubbles on it that we're getting through. But the top's very strange. See how it's kind of broken up in there? So I'm still not sure if this is a real ruby or synthetic, but it's not made of glass. Originally I thought it might be just pure glass, but it's not. So as we get deeper into here and we get it polished, we're gonna know though, and we'll do a scratch test as well. I did another pass with 250 grit and you'll see we still have some bubbles here. So we'll take down to 600. Maybe the 250 grit is just ripping into this too much. You can see the 600 didn't tear it up so much. But we saved about an hour of work going to 250 first before 600. So it's looking a lot better now. See all the micro cracks in this thing? That must be why they glassed it. The color's great, clarity's pretty good, but the inclusions and bubbles are bad. millions of tiny bubbles inside. But it might end up being like a 10 karat ruby. But you can see it's got some issues. So let's put 60,000 grit on it and check it then. This is our first set of facets still. We're doing right here. It's the 1 on the pavilion, and the 2 and 3 will cut in even more, and that'll take out that little tip there. That's just to get max carats. That's why it's still there. I'm not taking it in until the very end. All right, so after 60,000 diamond grit, it did not polish very well. See all those scratches? In fact, you could say it's very bad at the polishing. See the scratches on either side? So there's either thousands of micro cracks inside of here, or the diamond polish isn't working on the corundum, or it's not corundum. So let's try selenium oxide on the polishing and see what happens, because you know that looks messed up. So that's what the selenium oxide looks like on the lap. We're going deep. It's going to be thick, and this is a dark side lap here. Okay, for me it looks even worse with the selenium oxide. This is what the girdle is looking like at 600 grit. And you can see all the scratches inside of it. There's a bubble, so hopefully we'll get through that, or actually we'll probably make it so that's the crown might cut that out. But if you want a big ruby, these are gonna be on sale on the website. All right, we have the top of the girdle polished to 8,000 grit. You see a little part missing there? That's from when we preformed it. You see a bubble, another bubble, and then you see the bottom of the girdle is not really polished. Okay? That's all going to go away with the crown. This is our third set of facets at 43 degrees. And this is with 1200 grit. And then we're going to do one more at 8,000, which will bring it down to the girdle. The third set of facets came out pretty good. You can see the bling coming down each facet here. And there's the tip of the pavilion at 1200. All right, we've got a polish of 60,000 grit, and it's time to put it in the transfer case. And it looks like it'll be 6 or 7 carats when it's done. So as you can see, there's some bubbles inside of here, some inclusions. But we're gonna probably sell this for like $5 a carat, the rough. So a 20 carat stone will cost you $100. You can make yourself a big ruby bling ring. It's never gonna be perfect, but at least you're not paying like $500 a carat for the rough. The color's great, clarity's great, the carat's gonna be great. So you're gonna have 3 out of the 4 C's. All right, so we're using the Tight Bond 404 glue, as usual, and you see none of our stones fall off our dop. We're gonna make the transfer now. Right there into the Tight Bond 404. Oh yeah, right there. And we've never had a stone fall off this. We hardly ever have a stone fall off of this. It's really good. So we do this because it's faster than using a lighter. Once the side is hot, it'll fall off. just like that. We've got our beautiful piece of glass. Glass-filled ruby here. And we've got it flipped over. And now we're gonna cut the crown, just this. And here are the measurements that we're going to cut. So we'll start with 32 and 3 degrees. So the first set of facets is going to determine our girdles on this. And I always cut my girdles too thick. People complain about it in the videos, but that's what we're going to start with. So does that look like corundum to you? Let me know in the comments. We got it flipped over on the top. That's a little glue, the little bubble in the middle, that's glue from the top. And I'm starting to cut into it. You see kind of a crack on the right hand side. Does that look like corundum to you? So we've got a long way to go to get our girdle to the right thickness. You see all those bubbles inside of there? That's glass. I've never seen corundum with bubbles like that. So in the comments, is this just pure glass? Glass filled? What do you think? See all those bubbles in there? I've seen that in garnet, but not in corundum. So that's 180 grit, and basically I'm pre-forming it. You see there's a ton of girdle left there. And the main problem is there's a bubble in the very, very top and it's big. All right, so you can see the bubble on the top there. So now we're gonna go to 600 and get through that bubble, and there's some little chips on the edge there. There's a bubble on the top and there's a chip on the edge there. We'll go to 600 and clean that up. And then we cut the table to get rid of that bubble, hopefully. It seems like the deeper you go, the less bubbles are in this thing. So maybe if we get to the very bottom under those bubbles there, it'll be okay. Well, that's what 600 grit's looking like. And you can see the bubble on the top. Some inclusions below it. But the table should knock all that out. Of course, you see I got a huge girdle going on. But you got bubbles going down all the way through, basically. Okay, that's 8,000 diamond grit, but you can see the weird finish on it. 8,000 diamond grit again. Is that an improvement? Look at that. See, I don't know what they inject this with. Is it fiberglass? Epoxy? Does that stuff even polish? 60,000 diamond grit. It seems like that just goes through the whole material. It's not even scratches. Next set of facets at 3,000 grit. And you can see the same material underneath. 60,000 grit. Still the strange surface. That's not cracks or scratches. It's just the material itself. All right, that's 60,000 grit, and it's time to cut the table. You see our meat points hitting the girdle. Can't polish it any more than that because the problem is underneath. It's just the whole material's got cracks or something in it. All right, so here's our table so far. But you can see there's bubbles, hairline fractures inside of it. All right, so let me know in the comments what you think about this thing. Is it part corundum, this ruby? Is it really glass filled or is it just glass? And don't complain about the girdle being too thick, because we're just trying to see what's inside of here. See those bubbles? Just trying to figure out what this thing really is. Is that glass or is that corundum? It has 60,000 diamond grit it was finished with. See those bubbles in there? There's millions of little stress cracks. And see the meat points, that like white gloss on that? It shouldn't be like that with 60,000 diamond grit. It's almost like it's softer than corundum, which is a 9. All right, let me know in the comments. I know it's gonna be brutal. Final weight. Wow. 10 carats exactly. Color. Clarity. But many inclusions and bubbles. $75 on the website. Includes shipping to United States and most of the world. So get some, check it out. And let's try to figure out what this is, because we got a great source of rubies if it's real.